All right, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Sugar Free Self Care TV. Today, I'm so excited to have a special guest on my channel. So, welcome to Mauie for being here. Mauie is one of the clients that I've been working with for quite a while. I've met her a couple years now, back in the days of training for Spartan Race. She knows me from when I was a Spartan coach way back in the day. Oh my gosh, I just realized that. But now,
Yes.
yeah, those were fun times. But now we're working together on the sugar-free coaching, and so I'm so happy to have her here. And thank you, Mauie, for coming on.
Yes. Hi, Charmaine. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we go way back when.
I
I
know.
started the journey to Spartan and yeah, heard about your idea about sugar-free, which I was so happy. It's a long time coming and we really need it. Okay, so thank you for creating this platform and for you're so passionate about it and so happy to be part of it. Yeah.
Me too. You've been really committed for a long time. So what I want to ask you though, Mauie, if you could kind of think about before you met me and before you were kind of eating in this way, what was that like before for you? Like, how were you eating, and what did that feel like?
I actually ate anything I wanted. I was like thin. I was never overweight, so eating ice cream, like I could finish like half a gallon.
In one
Watching a
sitting?
movie, watching
Oh,
a
wow.
movie, I would just like, literally open the top. I won't even put it in a container.
Oh,
I
wow.
love pasta. I love rice, and oh my God, I can finish like half a dozen donuts.
Oh, dang. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was life. I mean, I wasn't never really sick, but I had no energy though. Like um, when I started CrossFitting, I was just so surprised how weak I felt.
Mm,
So
like, tell me more about that. Like, when you would work out, would you eat before and after and still feel
so I
weak, or
was always
how?
hungry. I was always
Mm.
hungry, and I was always like no energy at the gym, but I couldn't eat before working out. Could I? Because I'd feel like I was gonna throw up.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Oh, dang.
yeah.
So what made you interested in going sugar free? Like what were you hoping to get from that way of eating?
So originally, my husband was diagnosed with diabetes. Like that's in I think 2017, and then I told him, hey, you know what? You need to hop on this, because as a nurse, I see a lot of people with disabilities because
Mm.
they realize too late that diabetes is here to stay. It's not something to joke around with. Once you start using those insulins, it's just, if you can't control it, then there's blindness, there's neuropathy, there's, oh my goodness, the worst was amputation, and their foots like or fingers get gangrenous, and it's just not good all around. And then you get comorbidities after that. So anyway, I was really very hard on him. I felt really bad. He's like, you're the worst nurse ever. And I was like, oh my goodness, so what can I do to help? And you know looking through it, I realized it was all like just lifestyle and diet modification. There's really nothing you can do except that. And I would always like constantly give out discharge instructions, and there was this
Mm.
word at the bottom that always said diet and lifestyle modification, and I was like, what does that mean really? How am I supposed to teach my client, my patients, about it? And I through the journey with my husband, he was the one that got me into CrossFit. I learned more about like how nutrition affects the body, like not just mentally but physically. So that's how my shift started, because I realized that I can't get anybody to change their lifestyle, you know.
Right.
And so I started to research about it, and every waking moment that I had, I'd go on YouTube, I'd compare, I'd contrast, and I tried all different kind of diet, and all sorts of lifestyle modification. And I was like, this can't be right, you know, it can't be too difficult to take care of yourself, you
Yeah.
know.
What
So,
diets were you trying before? Because I remember you telling me a little bit about that, like your weight loss journey
yeah.
before.
So I actually called it my mind your own business diet,
Oh,
the
that sounds
MYOB.
fun.
It was a hodgepodge of everything, because I was never really the one to take on like the keto, the Atkins, you know, it just didn't work for me. I didn't um, like it because it was too restrictive. And uh, I built my own like system on how to lose weight. And I lost weight, the 10 pounds, you know, I was 134 in 2017. But there was just something missing. I couldn't like figure out the I wanted to get abs, basically.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, that was the ultimate goal, you know, because I was like, why is it so hard? I mean, I'm reading all of this calorie surplus, calorie deficit, you know, you should no carbs. I was like, why can I eat carbs? I mean, carbs is important for the body, you know.
Mhm.
That's where we get our glucose source, you know, and well, one of our glucose sources. That's what I'm finding out. So
Yeah.
that's how my journey shifted. So educated the family with it, and uh, started doing vegetarian at one time. It worked, but it didn't stick though. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head when you said, like, especially going back to when you said you're being a nurse and you're taking care of patients who have diabetes and seeing that, like, I think when we take, because I'm a nurse too, so like when we take care of those patients, it's hard to see that, and then you really want to make that shift for yourself. So what did you learn maybe that was surprising for you when we started working together? What were some things about nutrition or lifestyle change that you found helpful but surprising maybe?
The surprising was basically I could eat anything that I wanted, that I loved,
Mhm.
without restriction. So that was a drawing point for me. That was very important because I think all the diets that I've looked into, they were so restrictive where, oh, you're gonna only eat this so and so to lose weight. You're supposed to eat every 2 to 3 hours or 3 to 4. You can't eat this one, you can't eat that one. And I was like, I don't really like that one, you know.
Yeah.
And then one thing that I loved is that bacon.
Oh,
So
I
there's a
love it
trick to
too.
bacon.
Yeah. Like, so, because when you say,
Uh-huh.
you're able to eat the foods you love, what kind of foods are they? So you said like bacon, what else?
I love bacon. I have the weekly joy eats. You know, I love peanut butter,
Mhm.
and I was devastated when I can only eat like 1 tablespoon.
Was
I
that part of
it
something?
was just what I did is I kind of modified some of the diets that I saw
Mm.
online, and
Mhm.
substituted, some stuff for the things that I loved, because I can't eat that. But then, I didn't feel good about it because I felt like I was cheating in a way.
Right.
So one of the things that I loved about your program is that I could be open and tell you, oh my God, Charmaine, I ate like a donut. There was like in the med room, they were so fluffy.
Right. Right, but
You know?
what was the difference there with like your relationship with food, I guess,
It
maybe?
was more positive, and I didn't feel as restricted, and I was able to work my way through actually not the food items, but the issues I had with it. And I found out that I could still have the foods that I wanted. Um, but if you just do it mindfully and you plan ahead of time. And the funny thing is, the more that I did it, the more of a result that I got, which
Right.
what messed with my head. I was like,
Right.
oh,
No, that's what's crazy, right? Like that's what I see with my clients all the time. Like myself too. I was there before where I thought if I ate things like sugar or desserts or things, I would kind of be going out of control. So I would try to avoid it. But when I avoid it, that just leads to more problems. But when
right,
you do let yourself enjoy it and have it mindfully, it like not only does it taste better, like you just enjoy it and then you listen to your body when you're done eating and then you don't have to overeat it.
right. And the funny thing is, the more I did the diet, the less hungry I was, and then the more that I didn't crave sweet as much. I think for right now, I only crave it during my monthly.
Hmm.
So I'm working in figuring out like how to work with that, you know. So for the most part, I don't crave donuts as much. When I see it, I don't get that. Oh gosh, can I just have one? You know,
Right. Especially in the hospital. That's gonna come up, oh
especially.
man, all the time. All those donuts from the nursing students.
Yep, yep, yeah.
And I guess, what changes did you notice going through the program physically and mentally for you?
Um, okay, so physically, I'm leaner. I'm not as bloated. Definitely not as cranky as much. I love food, so food was life for me. So I used to snack a lot, and
Mm.
the funny thing is, the more I stuck to my plan, I actually haven't snacked the past few weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't snacked, so it was really surprising. I just let the feelings roll over me, and did the exercises that you had mentioned about, like breathing in and really listening to your body, and like, is this hunger really, or why am I feeling like this? And it actually helped with the mindset. And I actually just made a post yesterday on my IG page about, like, having a happy little soul, that to have to love the journey. Um,
Mm.
you have to be patient with yourself, and to stick to it, you have to love every aspect of it. And I think knowing why you're doing the things that you're doing really works. And I think that's one of the things that is very different about your program, because you're really teaching us, like, individually. I feel it's an individualized program, which is how it really should be, because
Right.
everyone is different. Everybody reacts to food differently. Everybody is affected by food differently. And I think that's how I was able to really come away with it, and stick to it in the long run. I wasn't like as convinced in the beginning,
Hmm.
because I was like, no, this is like a mind trick, you know. But okay, okay, okay. Let me try it. Let me try it.
Yeah, but your openness, like that's the thing too. Like you were willing to be open and just try something new, even though it's different from what everybody has told you. You had that courage to just be like willing to try something else and be open. So that's the most important thing. One of the most important things of success, I think, is that openness and that willingness to try something different when something you've been doing hasn't been working.
Hmm.
So props to you for doing that,
Thank
for
you.
being willing to try.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah. And so one more thing. What's one thing you would say to somebody who's maybe on the fence in thinking about working with me or joining my program? What would you say to someone who was like where you were at the start of this?
Hmm. So, yeah, keep an open mind, trust the journey, you know, you don't see it, but Charmaine does.
Oh, thank you so much. And then that's what will help you to see your own, that awareness is so powerful to help you make your journey like the sustainable lifestyle change that most of us want for ourselves. So thank you so much, Maui, for joining me in my episode today. It's such a treat to have you here, and I always love working with you. This girl, by the way, she's a rock star. She's like a
Oh,
CrossFit, like
no.
rock star, and she's a badass nurse. So I really appreciate you being here, Maui. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Charmaine.